Howdy and welcome back. We've got another video on the 1UZ swapped Corolla. We're trying to keep it simple because I feel like I get a little overwhelmed with the different things I need to do to it to get it running. So we're starting simple. We're starting with a radiator today. That's probably all we're doing in this video, but who knows? We'll find out. So what we have here is a Griffin radiator. There's the part number 2-55185-X. What we have is measurements that I took that fit exactly lengthwise and pretty close height-wise to this opening right here. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. I did not take everything I could have into account, such as height, including where the cap goes. That is something that I'm going to have to cope with here. Also, I'm learning with the radiator. She's a thick girl. I'm probably going to have to mount like the inward facing side here, so it's going to have to go out to here, which hinders where the mount is for the bottom valance and the front grille. And plus I think I'm going to lose my hood latch. I was hoping to keep it, hence the reason you see my general little mock-up here. I was going to put more tabs, yada yada, to try and keep this. That is not the case, and if this thing didn't cost so much money. Battery died, so not 100% sure where it cut off, but we'll just finish it off with this, since I'm probably going to have to do hood pins, which I assume will be probably around here. For now, I'm going to go the approach of I'm taking this all off. I'm going to probably have to cut these stands off and build like a U-shaped bracket here to kind of hold the radiator up. I'll figure it out as I go. The goal is to have it, about flush here, figure out what to do with this fan pulley part, and have enough room for a fan around here somewhere. But I also don't want the back of the radiator exceeding this location. So this way I can still potentially build a bracket to at least hold the bottom balance. And if I get super ambitious, might try and build something that goes up to here and, maybe some form of way to hold the front grille. I mean, it's 2 clips, figure it out. Anyway, let me take this thing off and then we can kind of see how it sits as is. Be back. We are back with a small little update. So as you see, there's no more little brackets sticking out of there, and apparently my tape is not sticking there anymore either. But as you can see, I'm just loosely placing that there. It fits reasonable there. It's not going to be sitting this low. I did cut out this area so that way it could easily put a radiator cap on. So there's that. But with that, what we also have, and what I think is going to work, is I've made brackets to actually hold the radiator in place. So we've got this and this bracket here, which are a little wider. They'll go around the end tanks on the side. I left enough room for like a little rubber insulator or something to help just prevent wiggling and grinding against metal. I believe, here, let's just show. Stock mounting locations, there's a bolt hole right there. So what I'm thinking, without breaking anything, anyway, I don't want to jiggle that right now. You see there's a small window of space. What I'm thinking is this will wrap around the end tank. I'll build a small little piece of metal, there we go, off that side that will line up with that and give me a mounting location there. you see something similar right here. I might have to widen the area just a little bit because the metal I had was a little thick. So that works, or at least I think it works. We'll find out later. But also, we have these little brackets. What they're gonna be at the bottom to help hold it up at the height I want it to be. This drops down a bit, and it seems like what I want is the bottom of the radiator to be about here. So there's going to be a little bit of elevation there. It'll allow the wiring to still tuck under. So what I'm thinking is I'll build a standoff, have it jut out about this far, give or take, but a little higher. So do that on two sides. Again, little insulator thing. So it should hold it up. Those should hold it from moving back and forth. And I think that will work. But what I'm going to do, start working on getting these held up to the proper location. I'm going to try and be smart, see what my level is for the body to make sure these are level with that. That's not my strong suit, you know, proper measurements and things like that. I mean, we can't tell already. But you wing it, you figure it out, yada, yada, yada. Let's come back with the radiator mounted to the car, at least. Yay! First attempt at brackets. I'm guessing these are going to be temporary, but we'll see how it ends up at. But the fact that there is some wobble there, I could maybe build something a little better, but for now, looking for something to hold in the general vicinity of what I want, and then that way get the car running with coolant in it, things like that. Won't be such a big deal. But anyway, these parts are done. We're going to show you the other ones, but we're also going to remove this thing and remove some of this stuff jutting out. So this is the furthest part sticking out. So we'll be back on that one, but I have no proper flow, rhythm, whatever. So here's the other brackets that are going to hold it on the sides of the radiator so it doesn't wobble around, things like that. So, you know, it's me learning stuff, you know, welding, trying to fabricate. I will use that word trying. I'm not going to say I'm doing well, but it will work. Anyway, let me go do that whole pulley thing, and we'll be right back. And we are back with a small little progress update. First off, this is the little pulley thing that held the fan pulley, all that jazz. I tried to remove the bearings and such inside. I did not have a press and patience, so I cut it right here. JB welded both sides just so nothing came out. Painted it silver just because I felt like it. So there's that. That should give enough room that I can throw a fan here and be fine. Iteration 1 of the radiator brackets. We got one here bolted up, as you can kind of see. There we go. All four of the mounts bolt up from under the engine or in the engine bay. We have this bracket here, symmetry there. We have a bracket here, bracket there. I drilled bolts, or let's see if we can get a vision there. I put a hole here in this metal. I think I'm going to be readjusting these brackets because there's a little bit of flex. But this is just kind of iteration 1. Since everything is going to have to come back out, I figure this will work for now. Next up, I've got 2 hoses there. Not going to worry about the part numbers and talking about that right now because I don't know if these are going to work. So what I'm going to do is test them, guinea pig, and we'll be back to see the results and go from there. Small update. We have progress after I received some parts and things like that. What we have, radiator, hose connecting up at the bottom there. This is about 1.5. That bottom hose is, I think, 1 875 or 1.75 or whatever. Not quite 2 inches at the bottom. 1.5 here. I have a coupler joining them right there. And here we had one hose that I just had to shrink down, put a coupler. Well, I had to shrink it, trim up some here and here, but we have this. What I need to do now, clamp everything up. And then after that, I also need to cap this, return the hose there, and cap there. The top radiator hose is a 21660. It was 1.5 inches inside diameter and is pretty much an L shape or whatever. Same thing with 20957. Both are gates. I got them from O'Reilly. It also was an L shape that I cut a lot out of. And one day maybe I'll look up some universal kits or something that might have been a little more cost effective. But till that day, that's what that has. And then this was one hose with a coupler. Hose is 22886. And the couplers, I just went on Amazon, typed in radiator coupler or radiator hose coupler. A little more than I wanted to spend. I mean, I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks per. So less than optimal, but it works. So yeah, what we're gonna do is come back with clamps on everything, the different ports capped off. We're gonna run back through them and then see about filling up the fluid and starting the car, make sure there's no leaking. Hooray! Let's find out the havoc. Unfortunately, this motor did not have a leak when I had it running before. Looks like I have a leak from here. I don't recall dismantling this part, but whatever. It's leaking now. So yeah, there's crap all over. So at some point I'm gonna have to reseal some of these things, but for now, let's start it up, get some stuff flowing through it, and go from there. What we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna try and start the vehicle. I just barely hooked up the battery back that direction. I know I've got a leak. Car has sat for a while. So yeah, there's a little bit going on here, but what we're gonna do is we're still gonna start it. So then we can move on to other things and just accept the fact that it has the drip. It has probably some form of STD or something. I mean, the car's been around. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. Let's see if the battery still works. Fuel pump's going. Let's see if anything randomly sparks like one of the last times. Okay, well, we don't have it running, so let's investigate that shit now. Well, it wasn't quite the ending I was hoping for. Cooling's in place. I have things set up so when I remove and put it back in, it should work. I also learned, okay, what little hose or barbs or different hoses from the factory setup I may just cut off and fill in somehow, have it be JB Weld or something, whatever. But as what you just saw in the previous clip is that something's not going right here. And I really wish I'd recorded last night because I walked away, came back, and started fiddling with it. Turns out that the front four here, 1, 2, 5, 6, got flooded, like just a crap ton of fuel. Because I went through, removed all the plugs, checked them. A lot of them smelled like fuel, things like that. But yeah, so after I took the plugs out, I turned it over and painted my wall over there and the parking spot over this way with fuel. It just whoosh. It was cool. I wish I'd recorded it. But what I think at least some of the problem may be, I may have a couple things going on, but when I started investigating, what I learned is my fuel pressure regulator is showing no power. I removed this Allen head right here and turned on the fuel pump and did not get a whole lot of fuel coming through, which would lead me to believe that, okay, maybe fuel pump's going out, but the fuel pump is still spinning up, so I am not 100% sure there. I do have a pre-filter before going to the fuel pump. I wonder if that's clogged up, so I need to investigate that. But what might have initially caused the flooding is I re-investigated where I had grounded everything, and when I removed the bolt, it looked like my injector grounds may not have been in that bolt. They may not have been grounded, or at least not properly. So I'm wondering if that played a part in it. But unfortunately, I have a lot of things I need to investigate now. I need to verify my filters, make sure it's not restricting, because I don't know if the fuel pump can end up building some weird pressure here. The fuel pressure regulator, I mean, the odds of all these things breaking at once is low. So I'm going to start with the fuel pump and see if the filter's clogged or something like that. So we'll investigate, but the main purpose has been accomplished. I put everything back in, so I will figure that out off on my own, because, you know, really troubleshooting a one-off situation that was probably caused by me, since before I fiddled with wires, it started and ran. So I think I whoopsied somewhere, but we'll find out. Anyway, anything important, yeah, I'll report. But otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.